Hello, amazing souls. Welcome to your weekly energy update. And before we jump into the update, I did want to mention that as part of my YouTube subscriber marathon last Friday, I did put out a video on how you can enter a drawing to win one of the 30-minute recorded personal readings. So if you're interested in that giveaway, I will put the link down in the description box below. And at the end of this video, it'll be in the playlist as well. So the more comments I get on that video, the more I will offer of those individual recorded personal readings. So if they interest you, be sure to check that out. So for the energy update for this week, wow, we are entering the pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde today on August 21st. And I know, don't freak out. Mercury retrograde can bring some wonderful things, which we will talk about briefly here as well. But all the planets are in retrograde or pre-shadow except for Venus and Mars now. And Mars will actually next week on September 4th also go into pre-shadow. So we'll be only having the planet Venus not in retrograde. What does that mean? Well, retrograde, they all kind of turn that energy more where we're focusing on inward things rather than so many outward things. So you might have been having this for a little bit because all the planets started to go into pre-shadows and retrogrades to, point us inward. So you've probably been feeling it for a while anyway. So at least you know, like, oh, that's why I'm so focused on my inner growth. Well, the Mercury retrograde, of course, like I said, it's going into the pre-shadow, and it's starting off in the sign of Virgo. Now, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so it's very much at home there, but it deals with health. It deals with listening to your body, also kind of like your work routine, and also it has to do with pets, too. So as you go into and start this pre-shadow, some of those subjects might come up about reflecting on those. Then on August 27th, Mercury moves into Libra. And of course, Libra is more of that building, healing, relationships types of energy, balancing things, creating win-wins. So that will kind of have a shift in what you're reflecting on. And then we will hit the retrograde itself on September 10th. Now, retrograde means planets actually don't go backwards, of course. So like Mercury is the closest, let's pretend this is the sun. Mercury is closest to the sun. So the Earth is out here. So Mercury's orbits faster, so it's going to go around faster. And so at one point, it looks like it's behind us, but it's actually lapping us. So that does take it into different energies, and that's why that reflection, comes into play with that as well. So even it goes into the retrograde on September 10th, in the sign of Libra, it eventually kind of backs back up and goes back into Virgo on September 24th. And it'll stay in Virgo until it goes direct, which means it starts moving forward again. And it'll be in that post-shadow period until like October 17th. But October 11th, it does move back into Libra, so you can kind of see how you're going to bounce back and forth between that Virgo energy, that Libra energy, the Virgo energy, and back into Libra energy. So, the pre-shadow, we start to feel that emphasis of the retrograde. And then when the retrograde hits on September 10th, we're full-blown in super reflective mode. And then the post-shadow happens when we go direct on October 2nd through October 17th. The post-shadow is not as intense as the pre-shadow and the retrograde. It's more reflecting on what you learned during that reflection period. So little quick update on how that Mercury retrograde works. And of course, Mercury is all about communication, social connection. It actually is also like siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins. So that type of relatives, but not like your children or parents, more everyone outside of that. So that might come into play too during this period with those subjects that you'll be looking at. Now, you might have heard, people get scared around the Mercury retrograde and go, oh my gosh, here we go. But there's positive things you can do. Look at it like tides, right? If you're trying to launch a boat, when the tide's coming in, you're going to struggle and it's going to be tough, and the boat probably will capsize, and you're going to invest a lot of energy but not get very far with it. Well, that's the time that you would mend your nets and do stuff, but not try to launch things and put things out there, right? Because when the tide is going out, that's when, the planet's direct. That's when you launch things. Then things go very smoothly and very easily. So during a retrograde, you can take total, use of that energy and edit things, like do the redo things, breathe life into old ideas, clean things out, declutter, deal with the clutter that you have around you. Because during this period also, the energy can bring up old patterns or old challenges for you to review during this period. And it's all this preparation for you to then launch into a new area of your life with this new information that you gleaned during that period. So it can be a very, very positive use of that energy. And, we all need some downtime to rest and rejuvenate and just reflect on things. And that's what this period brings. So we're also going to jump in to each individual zodiac sign and just see what the universe and spirit would like you to know on what you can do with this Mercury retrograde energy from today, August 21st, through October 17th, which will be the end of that post-shadow period. So we'll jump into your reading right now for your sign. All right, Leos, this is your weekly energy update. And we are going to start off by pulling a card here from the Wisdom of the Oracle. Now, any of the cards I use in a reading, I do list in the description box below. And we are going to find out what Spirit and Creator have in store for you, what they would like you to know about this retrograde energy and how you can best use it. All right, so for our Leos, what would you like them to know, please? Actually, I think this is the one they want right here. And you have the Fates, card number 17. Beautiful card. We'll put that right here. And let's see what energies come in here for you. So this is about fate and karma, acceptance that there are things you cannot change, and knowing what those things are. The Serenity Prayer, of course, sums up the meaning of this card. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in life you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by Spirit, for a greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the Serenity Prayer. And before I read on here, it's very much the Wheel of Fortune energy of the card in the tarot. It's that before you came down here, your higher self chose you to represent its avatar, its human, to experience the human life through. You are a part of your higher self. Chose when you were going to be born and when you're going to withdraw out of the human side of you back to be fully spirit. And all these fated events that you wanted to experience while you were here to more fully understand who you are. Like I said, you may not understand how your individual experiences fit into the whole tapestry of your life experiences and your interaction and impact to the collective of the whole tapestry, but you get to choose still within each of those fated moments what story your human wants to apply to it in that moment, and what emotion it wants to feel as it goes through it in that moment. So wonderful empowerment coming in here. And I do want to read the relationship message for this too, because of that Libra energy that you're going to be able to experience through that Mercury retrograde, because it does have to do with relationships. So it says, other people are who they are. You can't change them. The challenge is to accept them as they are and not try to make them otherwise to suit you. This is the time to look at how you attempt to mold people to fit your view of how they should be, so you can remain in the relationship and avoid discomfort. What if who they are and whatever is happening between you and them in this situation is perfect from the perspective of spirit? Good question. Now is the time to accept what you cannot change, even if it means that you honor yourself, spirit, and the other person by moving on. Love unconditionally, for each of us is on our own journey, and we cannot direct that of another. Be aware that this relationship is indeed fated, and you are meant to evolve into a better version of yourself as a result of it. The word better doesn't sit well with me. I always like an expanded view of who you are, because you are perfect already. And our human side is the one that puts all these restrictions on the who you think you're supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, whatever. If we stripped away our human side and saw our powerful supernatural self, we'd be like, oh, perfect. And that's who we are. So it's like the unconditioning, the revealing of who you really are, who other people are, is kind of what the focus is. We, of course, will look deeper, and we're going to pull a card here from the Ancestral Path Tarot and see what else they would like to add to this fated events. The perfection of who you are, of who others are, of how life is unfolding in a perfect way. Because that Wheel of Fortune card really tells me that, you know, we're not on this out of control drama train that's about to leap off the tracks and explode. We're on a very like a monorail train that's attached to the track. It can't fly off. It's moving very smoothly. It has its perfect stops, its perfect timing. And when we realize that, we move out of this kind of victim role that life is happening to us into this empowering place that life is happening for us instead. So what else for our Leos about their fates? Okay, I want this one on the top here. And you've got the Hermit. So the Hermit card is about this turning inward for this inner search. And it connects here. The star is your higher self, and that allows to shine its light and guide you upon your human path. So this is a good fated event card here, because it's showing you that as you go inward and really look and really have this connection with your higher self, your path illuminates. You see things from a completely different way. We're also going to pull here from the Dreamers deck and see what else they'd like to add. But definitely this retrograde feels like a really inner reflective journey for you, even more than normal, to really look and see how you are perceiving things happening in life. And when you see them as happening to you, you'll recognize that that's the victim role of the human, because you always know that you're in the drama of the human fear experience. When there's a victim, a villain, and a hero, that's the melodrama, right? So when you're in those, you're like, oh, is there a victim? Is there a hero? Is there a villain? Any one of those appearing, you know you're in the story of the drama instead. So what else for our Leos? What else would you like them to know, please? What else for our Leos, please? Okay, that one right here. Beautiful. I'll let you see that, and then I'll read it. And that says, I know that nothing can get in the way of what is meant for me. I'm on the right path. Hermit has on the path. Your higher self is guiding you on your path. The fates, you know that it's fated, so you always know you're on the right path. It's a very clear message. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. We're also going to use these Chinese tarot and see what else they would like you to know about this retrograde adventure. What is fated for you? What they want you to know about your understanding of your fated events and your path that you're on. Okay. So I do want those three. That one, and that one. All right. So we'll start off with these. These are what you're learning during this retrograde period from today until October 17th. And then these three cards will be what you, like the end result, where are you at the end of the retrograde? So you do have the Nine of Swords, a 9. Again, this hermit journey. The hermit is normally number 9, which is about the inner journey. The swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And the Nine of Swords is sometimes called the insomnia card or the nightmare card because there's so much on your mind, so many supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts that you're trying to meet in order to feel loved by the outside world, that it's almost to the point of exhaustion for you. You're losing sleep, you're having nightmares about it. But that's what's great about this inner journey, is because you're realizing through this hermit's journey those thoughts and those beliefs that are doing that to you, and you're finding out that it's not other people that are doing this, that you have the power over your own thoughts and your own beliefs and mindsets, that you have taken them on from other people when you were growing up. You know, all those popular opinions of the outside world. We're children, we don't know any better. They just give it to us and we take them. Okay, this is my rules. This is my beliefs. We just take them because we haven't developed that mental fortitude yet to discern whether it's something that's true or not. We just take it all on. And so now is a time where you are going back and discerning what is true and what is not for you. Yeah, and you have the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands is some beautiful energy coming in, because Wands is your energy, your drive, your ambition, your passion, your inspiration. And the sevens really, because it's an odd number, it's showing you that you're having this obstacle that comes across your path that is taking you to a new level, a new way of understanding about where you're investing your energy. And, you know, if you've been using your energy to defend your life, your choices, what's going on, your path, whatever it might be, that like you don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to defend who you are and what your journey is, because everyone is their own. Instead of expending that energy outward, it's about expending it and turning it inward here for this journey here. Yeah. And then you have the Page of Cups. Cups are your emotions. Pages are messengers. So you're going to be getting emotional messages, obviously, during this retrograde period, and understanding why it is you feel around certain things. The pages are also about newness, about taking your emotions to a new level, which makes sense. With all this understanding around the fated events, you're taking things less personally. At least you're not taking it as personally like it's happening to you as a victim. You can still take it personally as this is happening for me. Wow. Why is this happening to me? Let me look into that. And you are transforming that energy from that victim mentality to this, I want to say a victor, because that's still the hero, but you're transforming it into a empowering, self-empowering for your own path kind of journey instead. So by the end of your retrograde period here, yep, you have the Five of Swords. You are transforming the way you are approaching things. You're no longer trying to prove that your small t truths of your human side rooted in fear are more truer than other people's small t truths. You have this transformation where you are connecting to the capital T truths that are rooted in unconditional love through this inner journey that you're taking. And so you no longer feel the need to battle and defend others. The Seven of Wands can also be about this energetic need to defend, but because you realized that you don't have to, by the end of this retrograde, you are just like, yeah, I'm letting people believe what they want to believe because I'm all about my inner search rather than me trying to be, what are those people that tour guide? I'm taking people on a tour of their lives and showing them what they should be doing and who they should be and what they should be doing. You're like, ugh, that's struggle, that's battle, that's friction, that's exhaustion. But you are ready for this inner journey and investing your energy there where you're letting people be and they're noticing. So I love that. And then you have the Three of Coins. Yep, Three of Pentacles. This for you is all about authenticity. Because of what you're learning during this time, you're no longer trying to please people, trying to meet up to all these external expectations. The Three of Coins is telling you that you get to be your authentic self. You get to uniquely express the unconditional love that's within you with the world. So you're no longer being swayed by all that outside opinions and supposed to be's and shoulds, all that stuff that was exhausting you. Now you feel free. You're allowing people to be their authentic selves or their fake selves. You don't care anymore. You're caring less. I wouldn't say anymore. That takes time to totally go away. And I'm not sure I could say that it ever goes away, but it's not influencing your life and, making the tsunami of emotion come in. So I love that. And then your final card here is the Two of Wands, the Two of Staves. So this is great because I kind of noticed, which I didn't say, which now they're reminding me here, that in the Seven of Staves here, he has two staves in his hands and he left all the others behind, or they're standing on their own. The Two of Staves now you hold in your own hands, and so you really come to this realization that every moment is a choice of energies between two. It's either going to be of energy of unconditional love rooted into the higher realms, or it's an energy of fear of losing conditional love of the human side. And that wherever you focus your energy, wherever you're looking, is what grows. So if you're looking in your life and you're going, oh my God, why is that thing that I don't want in my life growing? Well, because you're looking at it. Stop looking at it. Look over here at what you do want to have in your life or what you're grateful for that's in your life, and that will expand instead. The other will shrink. It's that whole beautiful Native American story where a grandfather was talking to their grandchild and told the grandchild that within every human being there's a white wolf and a dark wolf. They're constantly battling. And the grandchild asked, well, which one wins? And the grandfather, of course, said, whichever one you feed the most. So when you're feeding gratitude and thankful for the things that you want, that grows stronger and bigger. And the other one becomes smaller and weaker and doesn't have as much influence. So really, really loving this inspiration, this awareness of the fated events and the change of, instead of feeling like you're on this out of control drama train and you're a victim, where life is happening to you, you're on this inner beautiful journey, knowing that you're on the right path and that there's so much designed and fated for you that you don't feel out of control anymore. You really are developing this trust in the heavens, in the universe, in the creator, whatever you believe your higher power is, that everything is unfolding perfectly for you. So loving this just journey for you during this retrograde. Now, don't forget, if you are wanting to be part of the drawing for a 30-minute recorded personal reading, I'll have the link down in the description box below, and I'll throw it in a playlist here. And if you go over to the video, it'll tell you how you can enter the drawing. And the more comments there are on the video, the more of those free readings I'm giving away. So if you feel led to go check that out, please do so. Also, if you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign and a few other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click the subscribe button, and that gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you will be notified of any new videos that come out on the channel. Also, doing those things, it helps spread the love and it helps my channel grow in significant ways. Because when you like a video and you share a video, comment on a video, and especially subscribing to the channel, when you do those things, it makes the YouTube algorithm so happy it does want to share the videos of this channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of that, I am very, very grateful. Also, these are general readings, and as I mentioned, I do offer personal readings, so if you're looking for more specific information and answers for your specific life, you can check out my personal reading information in the description box below. I am also adding a sliding pricing scale now, so rather than having just one set price, I'm offering a few different price points, and because I know, that all of our income fluctuates in our lives, and depending on what's going on in our lives, we're not all able to afford the same amount, and so I'm honoring that and just choosing different price points so that you can choose which one meets your needs if you are interested in a personal reading. Again, all that is in the description box below. All right, mighty roaring Leos, just know that as you're going through this beautiful retrograde experience, that every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing week and retrograde period. Like I said, just know that I love you. Hang in there, and I'm sure we'll be talking soon. So in that meantime, just you hang in there and you take care.